Welcome to March Diaries. March started with beautiful sunny weather, full of flowers and color. Of course, I wore my March bracelet. I started my month using yarn from my stash to make the Bifurca vest from Teti Lutsak. I had 2 skeins of the Bordeaux Basic Merino from Katia and 4 skeins of the Charisma from Drops. I started with the color work without making a swatch. I used the dusty pink for my main color and the Bordeaux for the contrast color. Of course, soon I realized I didn't have enough of my main color. A few years ago, I made this cardigan with the same yarn, the Charisma yarn from Drops, and I was thinking that I could probably unravel a little bit so that I can use it for my vest. But I ended up going through my stash and I found a few balls that I thought it was from the same yarn, but they weren't. I will explain later. I am almost ready for work, but I had some time, so I'm picking up stitches to make the hem for my Bifurca vest. I am dealing with a lot of issues with this pattern, not due to the pattern. The pattern is very easy to follow, but I'm using yarn from my stash. And I have come to realize that I do not have enough yarn to make the pattern. So I am now having issue with my dusty pink yarn, which is Charisma, number 71. And I thought I didn't have enough, but I found this left yarn from my cardigan, so I am trying to finish the hem. So I have this jacket, this cardigan that I made a few years ago with this yarn, and I didn't want to unravel part of this cardigan so that I can use it for my Bifurca vest. My initial idea was to buy another dye lot from the same yarn, but I cannot find anywhere in Greece this dye lot, this number. It's number 71. So I am going to mix the 2 colors, the Bordeaux color and the pink color. I'm thinking about making part of the hem the ribbing, one color the knit stitches and the other color the Bordeaux, the pearl stitches, the Bordeaux, and then up until I have enough yarn for the charisma and then continue just with the Bordeaux color. That's my initial thought. If I don't like it, I think then I will have to unravel my cardigan, which I do not want to do. But that's an issue to address some other time, because now I will have to get ready for work. Hi, it's me again with messy hair. I have tried on my Bifurca vest and I think it's too big, and I don't mind here on the sleeves that is like that, but I do not like this part. I don't know if you can see it. It's like, I'm not sure it will be okay when I finish and block it, but I don't feel it will be okay because it feels like I have a bag right here, like it's not flowing. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if you can see it. And I do like this part over here. I don't mind that it's bigger for my size because I want to wear it with a shirt underneath, so it's okay for this part, but I don't like the way it stands right here, and I'm not sure it's, I don't know. If I don't feel right, I feel that I will have to unravel. The bad thing is that I have ordered from a seller on Etsy 2 more skeins for the charisma, the color 71, which is dusty pink, I think, and I couldn't find anywhere. So I found a seller on Etsy here in Greece and I have ordered it, but I do not like the way it sits, so I have to figure out something to do with the underarms, because you can see, right, it's okay right now, but I don't know if with blocking it will be better. Anyway, I will have to think about it, probably unravel it, but I wanted you to see that it's not good. Hello again. You have probably seen me in the previous clip trying on my Bifurca vest, and it wasn't what I was expecting it to be, so I unraveled it. I was already knitting a bigger size than I should have. My size, according to the measurements that the pattern gives, should be size 3, and I was completely off gauge because I'm using a yarn that I had in my stash, and it's and I'm knitting it with larger needles than the pattern suggests. So it was already bigger than I wanted it to be. And I ended up unraveling the whole project, and I started over knitting size 3. This is where I am at the moment. I am almost finished with the main part with the color work. I don't know if you can see, it's a mess with yarn everywhere. And I used size 3 this time to start over, and I'm knitting, I knitted the color work with a bigger size needle. I knitted like size 4.5, I think, and this is only for the color work, and the other part of the garment I'm knitting it with size 4mm needles. This is the challenging part of making a garment with stash yarn that you do not have access. I don't know if I mentioned this before. I tried to order yarn from a Etsy seller because I couldn't find the color in any of the stores I'm buying, the online stores I'm buying yarn. They had Charisma yarn, which I'm using right now, but they didn't have the color I'm using. And I was thinking that if I bought another skein, even in a different dye lot, I could make the part of the ribbing under to the torso with 1x1 rib, using the Bordeaux color and the color 71 that I have from Charisma, so it wouldn't show even if it was a different dye lot. But something happened, I don't know what, and the order was removed, was cancelled, and they returned my money. I don't know what happened, but I didn't place another order after I ripped the whole garment and started again with size 3. First of all, because when I tried on the garment, the designer is giving instructions for making the garment without any positive ease. So under the underarms, she has this V-shaping so that it can fit exactly to your body. But because I'm knitting a bigger size, this was looking like it was making like a balloon. I don't know how to explain that. I hope it shows on my previous video because I'm filming and I haven't edited anything yet. So I'm planning not to make the shapement under the underarms. I'm going to make it all straight. So I hope this will fix this problem. And I don't know, I feel like I'm ready to start knitting spring and summer knits, but I also feel very good for sticking to my schedule and making the things I was planning to make with my animal fiber yarns, that it doesn't feel right to me that I do not finish, and I really like the idea of accomplishing that goal that I've set it almost 6 months ago. I really want to make a video because I haven't checked what I've used from the animal fiber yarn that I've written down during October. I've made a vlog about this. So I'm hoping, because I have this project and one more project with that I want to knit socks, and I bought some yarn again, not for me this time, it's for a friend. She wants me to make the dream vest that I've already knitted for me. So I'm planning to finish this, make the socks and make the dream vest for my friend, and this will be the end of the animal fibers for this season. And I'm trying to figure out all the things I want to make with the cotton yarn I have, but that's a subject for another video. This is where I'm at right now. I'm not knitting anything else aside. I do not have another whip. This is my only whip. So I'm trying to finish this and start the other 2 projects that I've talked about. I think if I don't finish them, I don't believe I'm going to finish them until the end of March, but I will be in a good place to finish them just before Easter. Hello. It is the 21st of March. Happy spring, everyone. Although the weather, it's more like autumn than spring. We have a lot of dust and a little bit of rain, and the combination is dirty. You cannot believe what I have done. I have told you in the previous clip, I think, that I found some yarn that I thought it was the same yarn with the charisma that I already have for my Bifurca vest. Sorry for the noise. It turns out that that yarn is different. It's not the same yarn with the one I have. It's an acrylic yarn. It's a very similar color, but it's not the same. So I found this yarn in my stash during nighttime, and I was knitting the whole week during nighttime, and I didn't realize that it was a different color. But then I used my light, the light I have for knitting, because I wanted to see something, and I realized that it was a different color, and it showed. I don't know how much you can see right now. I'm sitting here next to my windows, but I don't know, it's a little bit more pink. They look the same, but they're not the same. So thankfully I didn't do any of the color work with a different yarn, so I had to unravel at least 10 rows, maybe more, and I had already done the sides here, so it was a pain, but I didn't like it. It showed a lot. I didn't want to see it like that, so I unraveled it and continued with the right yarn. I made the round like with the color work up until here, and I did these sides differently because in the pattern, I hope I'm not giving out information about the pattern. Okay, it's the main design with a color work. Okay, so you make increases during while you are making the color work, and then you continue up until you are right here, just before you start to split for the sleeves. So apparently, as you can see, this part is not very wide to cover all your bust, so you have to make a part from here and a part from here, sew them together, and then knit around the sleeve. But the previous time when I reached this point, I didn't like the result because it seemed like it was like a balloon. It was not flowing. It didn't show very well. So I decided to make something different. I made a provisional cast on by calculating the amount of stitches that it would be right for my body. So I made the connection here without with this side and this side. I hope I'm explaining it right. And then I made some short rows just before the sleeve. So then I tried it on and realized it was okay. So I made the sleeve. I didn't make the amount of rows she suggests for the sleeve, but I don't think that's a big issue because it looks all right on me. So I'm doing the same thing here by connecting the two sides. As you can see, I don't know how much you can see. It's a little mess right now with yarn all over the place because I'm trying to find even the smallest amount of this yarn so I can, no, not this yarn, from the Charisma yarn. I don't know if you can see it right here. I made the provisional cast on with this color. It's a little bit more pink. I will try to have a video so that you can see it. So I think I'm going to do what I didn't want to do from the start, from the beginning of trying to make this pattern, and probably I will have to unravel my cardigan with the same color because my order from Etsy was cancelled, and I do not want to pay 10 euros just for a skein of yarn from the Charisma. Like it costs like 3 euros something, and with the expenses of the delivery it's about 10 euros, and I'm not going to pay 10 euros for just a skein of Charisma yarn. I don't think it's worth it. So I will probably do this, or I was thinking if I make the 1x1 rib with the two colors, the Bordeaux color and the pink color, maybe then I will be able to fool the eye by using this acrylic yarn, because I'm not going to use it for anything else. I don't think I will use it for anything else. So maybe, because I don't know, I will see how much of knitting I have with the yarn I already have, and I will decide later. But currently I am knitting only this. I do not have another whip. I really want to start knitting something else because it's not easy for me. I think I will probably be done up until the middle of the week, I hope, so I can knit something else. And I cross my fingers so I will not have to unravel my cardigan. I will do my best not to do that. You cannot answer because you are probably watching this video after I've done all this stuff. Anyway, I hope the next time we'll talk I will have good news, and I would be trying on my Bifurca vest and everything will be good, and I will not have to unravel my cardigan. I do not want to unravel my cardigan. Anyway, see you later. Hello again. It's the 24th of March. I have finished my Bifurca vest last night. I made size 3 with 4mm needles, and I did the color work with 4.5mm needles, so it's not blocked yet, as you can probably guess, and I'm wearing it with short sleeve, a white short sleeve underneath. I did the ribbon here because I didn't have enough of my Charisma yarn, the dusty pink, and I realized by looking on the drop side that this color is no more available. It is discontinued, so I finally decided to do 1x1 rib by using both colors, and it is a little bit tight, but I believe with the blocking it will be better. And I used a little bit of my Bordeaux color just to give some length, but I also did 1x1 ribbing at the end here, so it will flow better, although it still rolls around, but I think it will get better with blocking. You will probably cannot see right now. It is a beautiful pattern. I wish I had the right yarn to make it. Probably if I did this again, I would make it a size smaller. I would knit size 2 up here on the main part of the vest, on the collar work mostly, because I believe it gets too low on my sleeves. I believe I would like it to come right here. I think, I don't know, I'm not sure. We're having a very gloomy day today. It's raining and I'm dehydrated because I had a difficult morning. And I will try and have some shots so that you can see how it looks after it is blocked and ready for me to wear it. I will not wear it right now because, okay, it's gloomy and rainy outside, but it's March and it's almost 15 degrees right now, so there's no point of me wearing something so heavy on me to make me feel toasty. So this is my Bifurca vest, and it's my first finished object for the month of March. Hello again, it's me. I have my first finished object for March. It's my Bifurca vest. You have already seen this adventure with this vest. I have blocked it. I have made this finish with 1x1 rib with each color, and at the end, because I thought it wouldn't be enough and it was not a thing to just leave a few of the yarn, of the Bordeaux yarn, I just finished with a Bordeaux yarn with 1x1 rib also, but like making it like it was color work so that it doesn't make any difference with the other part of the ribbing. I have blocked it, but it still rolls up, so I'm thinking, because I have a few of the Bordeaux yarn left, maybe I should make some kind of stitching with a crochet hook around so it stays better. Overall, I think it's a very beautiful pattern. I think it's a good piece for layering. I'm going to use it in the upcoming winter, and I really like the colors. So just to sum up, I have knitted size 3 with a 4mm needle for the parts where I didn't have to do color work, and the parts with the color work was with a 4.5mm needle, and the ribbing is with 3.5mm needles. So I make different kind of shaping under the arms, because she suggests that under the arms you should make one part here, and then sew them together so that you can make the ribbing of the sleeves. But I just made a cast on with a provisional cast on, calculating the stitches that would be enough for my circumference, and then I continue by picking up the stitches under here so that I can make the ribbing. It's the second pattern that I thought I would need more yarn, but I ended up not needing more yarn. And as I said before, I think I said it before, this color, the Charisma yarn, is discontinued. But I'm not very happy with both of those yarns. Like the Charisma yarn also, even now that I'm wearing it with a shirt underneath, I feel like it's itchy, and the Katia Merino yarn feels like it has acrylic in it. I don't know how to explain it. I have a weird feeling on my fingers while I'm knitting it, and it splits a lot. I don't know why it's that. I have knitted with other merinos. I never had this issue before. So I don't think I will be using those two yarns again for the reason I mentioned before, but I do love the colors together. So I think like this layering, like using it as a layering piece, I will not have an issue with wearing it and having itchy arms and neck. Anyway, this is my charisma, and let me show you. I have started my dream vest for my friend. I finished the 2 parts yesterday, and I have it blogged so that I can continue. And I've started my first sock. Let me show you. Okay, this is a vanilla sock pattern from Crazy Sock Lady. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I will have it in the description box below. It's my first time knitting socks, and I feel I did a good job. I'm knitting size small because I have small feet, and I tried it on. It fits. At first I thought it was too small for my feet, but it's okay. And I think I have a few rows left until I continue to make the toe. I did that in a few hours last night, and I thought I had a small circumference needle so that I could knit this, but I have I think a 2.5 millimeter needle, so I'm knitting this with a 3, and I had DPNs, so I had to use DPNs, which was a real challenge for me because I'm not used in knitting with DPNs, and I didn't want to make magic loop with a larger needle. I thought it would be difficult, but I think overall I did a good job, although in some parts I do have gaps. And I think tonight I will be finishing my first sock, and I don't know if I will make it up until the end of March. We have a few days. I think today it's the 27th of March. I think we have 4 more days, so I don't know if I will be able to finish both of my projects, but I do know that tonight I'm going to have a sock for the first time knitted with my own hands. So I feel excited because it's something new for me, and I will keep you updated for my projects. Hello again, it's March 30. We are almost done with March, and it's officially spring, and I have my second finished project for the month, and I have socks. I have knitted socks for the very first time. I made vanilla socks from Crazy Sock Lady, which is a free pattern. I used Drops Fiesta. I had 2 skeins from this yarn, and I ended up using something less than 1.5 skein. And of course, my socks are not the same. The second one is much bigger because I made a mistake when I made the cuff, and I miscalculated my rows, so the cuff is a little bit bigger in this sock. I made size small, and after my adventure with Bifurca vest, this was an instant gratification because I never made socks before, and I'm very proud for myself because I thought I couldn't make it. I don't know why. I thought I had small needles with a 3 millimeter, with a small cord, so that I could knit them, but I didn't. I only had DPNs at 3 millimeters, so I ended up using DPNs, although I don't like using DPNs. But I guess I kind of understand why most people like to use them, because I feel like sometimes with smaller needles that you can knit socks, it can be a little fiddly with your fingers. It's also fiddly with the DPNs, but I got the hang of it, so I didn't have any issue. So I'm very happy with myself because I can adapt. So these are my first pair of socks. I kind of regret because a friend of mine got to Finland, and I asked her if she could find Lane magazine with 52 sweaters, but she couldn't find it anywhere. And she asked me if I wanted the 52 days of socks, and I said no because I have never knitted socks up until now, so I didn't know if I would like to knit them. So she didn't bring me the book, and now I'm kind of regretting not getting it. Anyway, I guess I will try and find it some other way, or try to make some other pattern, because I had a lot of fun making socks. And I don't think I will be able to film anything else or finish anything else for the month of March. I'm currently knitting the last project I had in my mind to make in March, and this is another dream vest. It's not for me, it's for a friend. And look at this color, this orangey color. It's like there are some candies where you get the sugar outside, and it's like an orange candy like that. I really love it. It makes me very happy knitting it, and I prefer it from the gray one I made. I kind of regret not making a beautiful vest like this with a different, more happy color. Anyway, I can make it some other time for me. I'm not using the yarn that they suggest. I'm using baby merino from Drops and kid silk. I have these two colors. This is an orange one, and this is a vanilla. If I remember correct, you will find the colors and the yarns in the description box below. And the pattern suggests that you make first the front panel from bottom up, then the back panel from bottom up, sew them together, block them, and then make the ruffles and the cords. So I did that, but I wasn't very happy with the ending here, because you make the shaping of the neck, and I had a lot of gaps while I was knitting it through, so that I can bind off the neck after the shaping, and I didn't like that, so I ended up unraveling it and making again the shaping of the neck in both parts. I can see still gaps, but I don't think they will show so much after I finish blocking. So at this point I'm at the ruffles from, I think it's the back part, and I'm going to continue with the ruffles. I don't think I will have the time because I'm working to finish them until tomorrow, which is the 31st of March. So this will be a finished object for the month of April, but that doesn't matter because I'm not in a hurry to finish anything, and I really enjoyed filming like that. I hope you like the result also. And this will be the end of my making of March. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you at the next one. Bye.